Hello YouTube and welcome to episodes of Oshi no Ko. Back here again today for more Oshi no Ko. Very excited to be here today for that, seemingly jumping into some newish stuff around the idol-y side of the show, as opposed to the acting side, I guess. As always, we're going through the YouTube comments here to start, starting all the way down here with Landgamer BR. I'd say a reaction to the music video and full lyrics of the song would be a good idea to do on the channel. Um, I don't know what this is. Is the music video for the opening? I guess I could. I just need some more clarification around this. I'd be happy to do it if it was short enough, but like just add it to the front of another episode, like next week's video or something. I could just, quickly do it. But yeah, I just don't know what this is, and I don't really want to go rooting around looking for stuff because, again, I could just spoil myself. Next comment here by JVTPS. The translation is a bit off in this version. Netflix, I'm presuming. Again, I don't know. But yeah, it's the same manga. I come to this conclusion within the video. I don't know. Yeah, not everybody watches all of the video. I've come to realize through doing this because yeah, I definitely make this discovery myself. But yeah, it was a nice little surprise for me in my own journey of discovery about it. It was good. Next comment here by Lily Saint. One random question that jumped out to me in this episode is Ruby intended to be gay, whether lesbian, bisexual, or whatever else? The main bit here that makes Lily Saint wonder about this is how she's going off about Frill, and how amazing she is. There's a particular moment with Love Heart Eyes, and I believe that the same thing happens a few times in the past when we're watching tapes of Ai's performance, so like I wonder if there's meant to indicate some full-on attraction there. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't see it. I see it as more like I'm a super fan of you. I'm like, I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't want to discount it. Again, I don't know the rest of the manga, and I haven't heard that it's like a gay thing, as strange as that sounds. And I think I would have if it was. So I'm just gonna say broadly no. But unless there's like some other romantic implication for Ruby down the line, then I can't rule this out. I don't know. I just saw it as fandom more than attraction for mine. There is an interesting story idea around it as well, and something that I theorized slightly in the video as well, that there's going to be some kind of backlash, discrimination, industry stuff down the line for Ruby regarding the idol industry and broad stuff there, in a similar way to how it was with Ai, kind of reflecting their lives that way. Where Ai's was to do with the kids and keeping them a secret, Ruby's could potentially have to do with her sexuality. I theorized that it was around a different romantic relationship, whether that be hetero or otherwise. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I like this direction. It'd be interesting for some drama. In any case, though, love the reaction. Looking forward to more next week. Yeah, I don't know how much, but there will be more. There'll be something today. Another comment here by Landgamer BR. Just wanted to add some cool context. The first adaptation that Aka got from Kaguya-sama was the drama adaptation. By the time this chapter released, that drama had been out for a while. Really sad context on that, but really good that his work later got a worth adaptation with the Kaguya anime. Again, I was wink nudging at this maybe a little bit too subtly last week that, hey, this happens a lot. I was saying stuff like, because it happened to the author. Yeah, I just didn't want to shit on something. Yeah, from what I've seen of the drama adaptation, it is exactly what is advertised in Oshi no Ko. It's something that tries to cram way too much content into too short of a time, with very, very pretty people portraying these characters, and again, it's not shitting all over the original. It's a different take, but I can't imagine that the author of the original would be very happy with it. Put it that way. So yeah, you could definitely infer some things about how he feels about that drama adaptation from this episode, or from what's in Oshi no Ko more broadly. Next comment here from Creator. Is it just me, or does Kana look way better on her bad photo? I don't really have an opinion. I thought both just looked fine. They both looked normal, and people were mean on the internet. I think that's mostly what I got out of it. I mean, she looks... what's the word? It doesn't look like a photo for a photo shoot. It looks like somebody having a good time. which is sometimes is better. I think so anyway. I don't know. I just think if you were going to like get that get like a photo of her like eating a sandwich or like walking out of somewhere like looking disheveled or something. I don't know. Just like a normal ass photo of her. I just didn't get it. Next comment here from Matt. Regarding the age difference between Kana and Aqua slash the Doctor, I think it's relevant that Kana has a very different life experiences, blah, 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 blah. She's already built a successful career as a child actor and then saw it fade away. She's done some living, basically, right? Worked with adults her whole life, self-manages her own finances. Yeah, she's, again, a lot of growth there. On the other side, it's worth recalling that the Doctor in the past was pretty immature, and that whilst excelling in matters of intellect and logic and deduction and investigation, he's clearly a little bit less skilled in the emotional matters, as we see with a lot of different parts in the story, I think. So in summary, we have a young girl with an old soul and an old guy who has a young heart. At least to me, that justifies why they would have some chemistry. It wasn't a last week, it wasn't an element of chemistry, it was an element of ethics more than anything else. I'm sure that I'm sure that the two, hey, you could have 30-year-old guy and high school girl. I'm sure they could hit it off fine. Is that okay? I would say no. And for the record, I was doing it as pretty much a joke in the video. I mean, put it this way. It's fine. Kana finds Aqua cute. Cool. If Aqua says like, "Oh yeah, she's hot," then I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Cute's fine. You know what the part at the end of the last episode where he says, "Oh yeah, Kana's cute." Fine. Hot? No, bad touch. Don't like that. So that's why translation's very important as well. But either way, on with the episodes proper. I guess I should get up that little recap, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, here, I don't think there's much to say here regarding, because this was kind of its own contained little arc during the acting part. I guess the lead-in stuff here is important. We flash forward to the entrance ceremony for the new high school they'll be attending, and Ruby's starting to fit into her class. She becomes fast friends with pin-up model Minami, whilst idolizing a girl named Frill. Two new characters we'll need to keep an eye on as we kind of go into a little bit more of the school setting. In order to fit it in at school, because everyone's so impressive, everyone's doing everything right. Ruby wants to start work on this new idol group as soon as possible, needs members. That's when Aqua suggests Kana. So I'd imagine that's the direction we're going for this episode. Convincing Kana, I guess. And finding maybe that girl that's in the opening with the teeth and the horns, as weird as that sounds. Yeah, that would be the direction we're going there, I would think. Other than that, we've got that dating show thing for Aqua. Maybe that'll start to come to fruition. We should get some funny Kana takes on that, considering her crush. I'll call it a crush on Aqua. So if he's off dating other girls on this show, surely that's going to lead to some comedy, you would think, right? Either way, I'm sure I've rambled enough. I'm going to jump into episode 5 of Oshi no Ko. But not before my shill stuff, actually. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back, and the Discord. Join Discord, love Discord, Discord. And yeah, jumping into episode 5 of Oshi no Ko right now. Rightio, got episode 5 up here ready to go. Let me pop that up on screen there. 24 minutes and 1 second on this one, so sync up accordingly. Still using those, what are they called? Starsogen subs. Haven't heard anything about them still, so gonna keep using them. And picture in picture in the description below. As always, just gonna give it a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm pretty sure every one of these episodes starts with the opening, because I get a little... In my like file set, I get a little preview, like one frame on the video file, and they're all the same, and it's part of the opening, so, you know. Anyway, speaking of the opening, it's very good still. At least the song is. Visually, I'm still like warming to it, I think. It's a bit all over the place. Like, goes in a lot of different directions. It's busy, which is good and bad. I'm sure it's a joy for manga readers. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff in there for them. Yeah, see, like, what is burning flower? You know what I mean? The show's animated really well. Oh shit. Yeah, that code again. Yeah, that's the code on the phone. It's a bit framey there on that. Recording. I am recording. That's always good. I probably do that once every video I do, I think. Maybe even twice if I do 2 episodes. Alright, what's the Gokana? Yeah. Eyes that look like a galaxy? Hmm. You've got good taste. Well, there's been some friction in this relationship, so it'll be hard, yeah. Well, you're kind of mean to her too. But you clearly do. Okay. Is she me? Just reading like oh my god. They think he's cute. You do too. Yeah, this is me reading my YouTube comments, by the way. Oh no, not the misunderstandings. I think you're misinterpreting the tone through text. Hmm. Yeah, you got baited. Well, now she's not going to be receptive at all. Well, you're not that busy. By proxy, yeah. But also get over it. Really like the lighting here. That's very official. Why did that make your eyes light up? Hmm. Yeah, it's a big decision. Interesting. Yeah, I guess they are in conflict, being like serious actress versus idol. The lighting's really good. Like that sun, the thing, the colors, rainbow even. Oh, so you have yeah, some feelings about I as well. Yeah, it's a bit shit, but it's okay. Not the one knee. Wow. The eyes have gone crazy. Yeah, put the pressure on. Well, now you're just being embarrassed. Oh, no, that was very quick. Okay, they got me. That was good. Can you sing? That'd be the next question. Oh my god. Relentless persuasion. Hmm. I think that's some foreshadowing. Genius child actress. Hmm. Yeah, he's going on a dating show. It's a bit cringe, is it? Yeah. Oh, girl. I found girl. Falling in love with my idol now. Is this like a reality thing or? Yeah, participants, it seems as though. Hello, Sumiyuki. Sure. Okay. This is so funny. I like her hair. Oh, you know her? Memcho? Oh, you're a streamer. I know that the author, he loves these VTubers and that kind of thing. Wow. What a heartthrob. Alright, where is Boy? Where is Aqua? Yeah. That's the hook. Hmm, exactly. Yeah, they're missing his appeal. No. Yeah, they're still animating the shit out of it, huh? Yeah. It's almost like reality TV isn't real or something. Really? Are you sure? He's doing a good job acting, though. IQ drops the room temperatures pretty good. Hmm. Yeah. What do you mean by this? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. They're playing it less comedic and more dramatic. Interesting. Yeah, throw your ethics out the window. It's fine. My doggo. What's going on in your head? Yeah, you have a tangible reason why you agreed to do this. Very much so. It's almost like your central goal of the show. Well, actually, yeah, it seems like it tangibly should. I would say so. Okay. Really, I thought it was longer. It's very weird that it's just like at a school. Normally, you would see like a different location for it. There would be a hook in the premise as well. Like we're all trapped in this house or something. You know? Ooh, accept all job offers. I see. Okay, you seem pretty level-headed. Yeah, which is weird. It's a different kind of love. Hmm. Well, yeah, that's going into some of the stuff from the end of episode 1 as well. Yeah. That's an aggressive kiss. Oh my god, you're in with that 15-year-old. Okay, I see. It's all for content, baby. Yeah, you got tricked a little bit there, I think. Well, not tricked. It could be taken both ways. Well, you don't really get to have a say. You don't have to live with them. Yeah? I don't think about. Nah, not innocent. Yeah, you're still doing the accent, huh? The accent was a very funny twist last episode. Yeah, everyone's working but you. I mean, you're right. Oh no, there's such lots of stuff you can do on social media, right? I guess you got to sort that kind of stuff out first. Have something that the social media is advertising for. Well, you haven't done like anything idly yet. Okay, we're going to do something. Just some introductory videos, maybe. Yeah, it's all online. Very much so. Yeah. Well, oh, you reckon? YouTube. Isn't is? Am I trying to be an idol? Maybe. I don't think so. Just a pretty face? Hey, I'd be very happy with 10,000. Yeah, I mean, you do have a production company backing you. Oh yeah, you do influences, don't you? Of course. Oh, are you? This is where. Who the fuck is this? I thought this is where the other girl was gonna come in. Uh, I agree. Popular with kids? I wouldn't trust this man. I don't think kids should be watching this. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I don't know about the voice, man. And the name. I don't know about the voice and the name. Mm-hmm. What what do people do to gain subscribers these days? Oh, copying? Oh, being referenced on another channel? So flippant about it. That's great. At a certain point, why would you even have an agency if you're that popular? So kids watch this? Give me a million guesses, I wouldn't have said that this is here. Also, how is this doing anything for their image if they're wearing the helmets? The animation's good though. Oh, and they're on a green screen, so they'll probably do something around that. Again, this voice. That's really I hate doing that. Yeah, oh that my hamstrings would like snap in two. Yeah, collabs. Collabs when you're just starting out are so like obvious though. What's fake? Are you? Yeah. Oh my god. Born yesterday. I like how there's like facial features like on the masks almost. Oh, she loves it. She's dead. They recorded for an hour? Bro, I'm exhausted after recording for an hour sitting on my seat. Okay. This is where you get some actual facial recognition. Oh oh my god, she admitted it. Oh my god. Okay. Thank you, Pion. I don't want to say peon. I don't know, something with strawberry in it. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Can you do that? How'd the video do? I need to look at those analytics. Um, this episode wasn't really about the reality dating show. I mean, it kind of was. Yeah, I would need to go through and check like actual splits on how much content is spent on each. Um, I mean, yeah, just kind of continuing general broad themes of the other side of show business in all its forms. Um, Almost some relation between like reality TV and YouTube being like the new reality TV in a way. And hey, one may seem real, but it's just as fake sometimes. I'm happy to say that my production is small enough that you're probably seeing the real me every single time. I'm not, there isn't like a huge agency backing me. I'll tell you that right now. Um, so I don't know. I'm not like them. But B Komachi, I made note earlier that the group broke up, and we said that in the anime, which makes me think that previous members may come back in and be like, "Hey, why are you using that name?" Yeah, that's an interesting one, right? Because they don't know that she's the kid, right? So they may think it's disrespectful. And yeah, jumping into a little bit of analysis on episode 5. And we're back. I've got a small summary of the episode's events and what I think happened and what I think is important from that episode of television, which was quite good, still generally well produced, pretty funny. Lots of colors. I really like the lighting early in the episode. Well, what else would I take away from it? The end is fucking strange with the YouTube bodybuilder children guy. But it worked. Again, I thought it was broadly pretty funny, and I'm definitely interested in this reality dating show thing and how far that side of it will go. Definitely some interesting characters there. So the first part of episode 5 involves Ruby working up the courage to ask Kana to join the idol group. Kana initially hesitant, but comes around after persistent work from Aqua to ask her to join because again she has a crush on Aqua and can't say no. She's easily coerced, let's say. But then Kana's pretty happy that she's under the same production company as Aqua, and we find out what he's been doing in the meantime, basically, right? He's been a part of this reality dating show. The setup is that 6 high school students, all popular from different facets of show business, all go to school together and relationships spawn from that. This is, to me, an unconventional reality show setup. I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is more a thing in Japan. Again, generally, these kind of reality shows are a little bit more showy, I guess. They take a very easy example, something like a Love Island, right? We're going to put all these hot people on an island and see what happens, and it's going to be trashy and awesome. Um, Thinking even something like a Big Brother. So Big Brother, let's put them all in a house together and they can't leave, and that's part of the thing as well. And they don't know what's happening on the outside world, and they go a little bit stir crazy. But then again, relationships spawn from that, and then there's a lot of, I guess, espionage, trying to get different people out of the house, or even something like a Survivor. That's a little bit more. Hey, how would you go in the jungle? How would you go? You know, isolated, needing to build shelter for yourself. Fighting for food every day, all these kind of things, right? And then again, something spawns off of that. So I guess the broad setup here is very bare bones. It's just they go to school, and they're broadly popular from outside area. I guess it's like kind of like Dancing with the Stars or something like that from that perspective, where it's already popular people, and that's the draw card. I think maybe that's it. Okay. Either way, it's hard to say if the structure of the show itself is very important at all. What we do know is that there's going to be some kind of build up to a kiss at the end, or a choosing of a romantic partner, or some implication of a further romance blossoming from that. And then the two characters that I've highlighted here, Sumiyuki, who's wise beyond her years by the looks of things. Maybe somewhat calculating, understanding of show business, blah, 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 blah. She's a first year. She's a fashion model. She says she has no experience, but other stuff in the episode proves otherwise. There's also Memcho, who I'm using kind of outside of the world knowledge, but I know that she joins the idol group from the opening, so she's going to be important. Maybe moving into this YouTuber world, as we do later on in the episode, is part of the reason why she gets interested and involved. Potentially. Moving on to that YouTube stuff, Kana is jealous of all the work that Frill and Minami are getting, and, gets motivated to do some idol work and get started on that kind of side of it. Without a group name, music, performances, blah, 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 they can't really do much. So they conclude they need to gain like an online presence to advertise the group, to hype it up, to do that kind of thing. They enlist the help of Pieryon, we're going to say. Who is a bodybuilding children's YouTuber that's also somewhat under Strawberry Productions. He's very popular. Children's YouTube, if you want to make like a fuck ton of money, get into children's YouTube. Because kids just fucking doom scroll all day. They go crazy on YouTube. iPad kids get around it. And the scene itself, it's broadly comedic. It's meant to be kind of weird and off-putting, and I think it worked. Either way, like, outside of the comedic stuff, we get across that Ruby is very motivated about the group and wants to make it a success, and Kana is realizing this in the moment as well. The episode ends itself with Ruby naming the idol group B Komachi, the same name as Ai's idol group. I have a little bit of a thought about this, where we may get the old members of B Komachi involved now that we've named the group this, because they may be like, well, what we had is special. Are you guys going to live up to that? There's going to be some almost legacy-sequel stuff there. That I at least find somewhat intriguing. But yeah, broadly, episode didn't go in the directions I thought it would, but it was still pretty good. So I'm gonna get the episode up here, and we'll go through it one more time, probably a little quicker than last week, in an attempt to get another one done. We start the episode with a pretty funny joke. We have Ruby looking at Kana and saying, "Hey, I know Idol fans, because I am an Idol fan, and she would be great as a member of an Idol group." Calling her a clueless airhead, which I'm not sure is her character archetype. She's a little bit more bratty than that. But again, me being an Idol fan is still a pretty good personality to have in such a group. But of course, there's been some tension between Ruby and Kana, mostly comedically through the start of the show. So, like, it makes it hard for her to come out with a straight face and ask her for something, because, they kind of butt heads a lot. We see Kana kind of doing my favorite pastime, which is just reading YouTube comments about myself, which is an absolute ego trip. Like, just absolute nobodies on Twitter just, like, reading this shit about you. That's, yeah, funny. It's funny. And getting, like, weirdly happy about it. Yeah, it's smug. It's good. It's good. One particular tweet just said, "Hey, I liked the creepy stalker guy from that one episode," and then she's like, "Oh shit, I do too." And then receives this text from Aqua. He's got an interesting little AVI there, but anyway. I have something important to tell you. Can you make some time for me after school? It is very official. It's a very official way to say this. Also, this is like, I don't know how school works in Japan, but that's later than school goes here. Anyway, so cue the misunderstandings, because again, she has a crush on Aqua, thinks that it's about some kind of confession, but no, it's a different kind of confession from a different member of that family, a different sibling. I shouted it out before, but particularly like this scene's lighting, clear lighting source, a nice afternoon sun really buoying the scene. Very colourful, adding on to the pretty good character designs already. Just good stuff. Solid. And again, art style change upon the disappointment of seeing Ruby instead of Aqua. Kana immediately switches her tact upon this, thinking that this is no more than a nuisance now that it's not about Aqua. Definitely not an open book at all. There's something about the faces this episode too. They're something about the fists as well. It's good character stuff, I think. There's a particular one where Kana was looking nervous in the mirror there before as well, that I thought was quite good. And even jumping to the end of the episode, there's where they take off the masks. I thought the kind of faces there were really good. Definitely, I believe the art of the manga is done by a different person, whose name escapes me at the moment. But like that's clearly their forte, putting the story or giving faces to the story, which they're doing a very, very good job at. So Ruby finally gains the courage to ask Kana about the idol group, gives her some small amount of context. There's a little like surprised reaction when she says you're being headhunted, which may be something that hasn't happened for Kana in a very long time. So with this particular part, I was torn. I don't like it very much when characters literally like sit and think like a full monologue of thoughts whilst just like in a second. Like it wouldn't be natural in this conversation if Kana like actually sat here and thought about it for like a full minute. Like that's not how this works. So obviously this is happening in like 5 seconds, but we get so much dialogue. I don't know, it's a little bit yeah. But the actual dialogue itself is pretty good. Like, hey, I'm a young actress, right? I want to be respected as an actress, not the failed young child actress that turned into an idol. It's a different feel to it. You're less respectable in her eyes in that field if you do something like this. Along with a lot of the rest of the show, broadly skeptical about the entire idol industry, right? This could be a bad career move because it may kind of invalidate a lot of my actress stuff, and then idols as a whole themselves aren't particularly successful for a very long time. Even kind of thinking here that, hey, like normally this would be a bad idea, but there's something about Ruby in particular, something about her star quality that may relate her to the legendary idol Ai. Of course, kind of having experience with Ai during that acting escapade in the first episode. So at least she sees some promise in one of the members already, that it could be a success. One thing I like about the lighting here too, so we see this like creepy lighting from the acting that she was doing that one day, right? Kind of your greens and reds. But then in a similar way, we see like almost a rainbow-y effect here. Sun flare-y, I guess you could say, which is similar colors, again relating the two characters. So if we go from here through to when Ai shows up, kind of the colors match. I thought there was something there at least, right? So one of the final thoughts here of Kana in kind of the negative column of pursuing this is that she doesn't think she's cute enough for it. She doesn't think that I mean, so say she becomes a member of this group, what's to say that she won't get overshadowed by somebody like Ruby in the same way that the other members of B Komachi got outshone by Ai, right? That's when Aqua jumps in, right? And of course we know about the crush, so this is going to be convincing to Kana. Especially him just saying, you're cute. Of course that's going to be convincing. It's interesting, right? You could say that he's acting in this moment, right? But I choose not to believe it. I choose that he's being somewhat genuine here, somewhat even blunt. But he does come out kind of at the end of this scene saying like, oh yeah, I found an opportunity to, or I found her weakness and pushed on it, and persistent kind of asking, which is, I don't know. Is this real? Is this not real? It's tough to say. Maybe that's part of the scene. I do like the repetition of this shot with like not much else. So like, we'll go back to like this shot a lot. Say just like maybe some slight camera movement there. Yeah, I like it. Just a lot of repetition. You could imagine the manga panels for it as well. Either way, your classic Kana saying no, slam cut to her like signing the contract. Yeah. So I thought that this may have played out in a little bit more of a rote way, where that scene would end, and then we would need to further convince her as we went on, or she would need to reconsider some things, or she would need another member to join before her, or something like that. But no, we just cut right to the chase, and she's part of the group, which I kind of like. I found it refreshing. I do quite like the rapport between Miyako and Aqua as well. I think like they're the old souls, you know, like they've seen a bit. They almost talk as got the naive characters over there. They talk like almost like part of the like audience or part of the authorial team, right? They're like, so how did you do this? I did it like this. They're talking almost out of the experience of like becoming an idol. You know what I mean? Their benefit with these scenes is to explain certain stuff to the audience, and I think they do a pretty good job with it, seeming world weary the whole time. There's an interesting part here where Miyako says, if you keep reaping like that, watch what you sow. Be careful when you go out at night. It can't help but feel like a piece of foreshadowing to me. So even in this moment, Kana's still pretty unenthused about the whole thing. But I mean, she turns by the end of the episode, at least slightly. But sees the plus in that she would be in the same agency as Aqua, seeing things that she could learn from him. Acting-wise, of course, nothing else. So does he have any work coming up? Well, he does. It's just a little bit different. There he is, reality dating show. Okay, let's break this down. You may be relevant. I see a character that broadly looks somewhat like you in the opening, I think. You're irrelevant, we don't care. You're scheming, conniving a little bit. Maybe not conniving. Maybe just a little bit more aware than you seem initially, which is, yeah. You can lie, which is interesting. I don't think you can lie. I think you're dumber than a box of rocks. But again, we'll see. You haven't really even had that many lines of dialogue. I do like the shitty, like, idol, or not idol music, like, just, like, shitty background TV music that they play here that's just, like, very cheaply produced, very simple, just advertising, like, some stupid piece of television. Yeah, I thought it was a good choice. I think it's very indicative of this kind of show. Like, if you can't hear this and hear, like 12 contestants coming, yeah, it's like that kind of vibe, right? We get introductions here. You've almost got like a Fang thing going on too, which is interesting. So she's like a fashion icon, despite being, 15? She's a high school first year, 15, 16. There's this guy that's a dancer who's just like, whatever. So whatever I was talking about, I just lost my train of thought because my mum called and we talked for like half an hour. But I think I was talking about this girl, and I think that she's in the opening. I think that's what I was talking about. So she'll be important at some point or another. Says she's an actress, potentially would have some relation to Aqua there, and some implications that maybe Kana knows her as well. So yeah, probably important. Kurokawa Akane. Akane? I don't know. And here's Memcho, who streams on YouTube. Awesome. So yeah, she seems, that way inclined. Yeah, people will love her. Will I be one of those people? Only time will tell. So yeah, interestingly enough, we have like a lot of characters here that seem to have a lot of personality. Not including you two. Like, who cares? But I could be proven wrong. But who cares? You three seem important to the show, along with like Frill and Minami, who haven't really even done anything yet. We're definitely introducing a lot of characters. It's probably a wider cast than I thought. Yeah, big appeal of this kind of show will be like, what's the word? Like they're living out some kind of fantasy for somebody else. There's a bit of I want to be them stuff to it, like vicariously living through their experience to it. There's a bit of will they, won't they. I can understand why it would be popular, put it that way. And here's Aqua, who just does not act like Aqua at all, right? So what does that tell you about everybody else? So if Aqua is normally a little bit more gloomy and calculating, it has a lot of baggage, What does that tell you about everybody else on this show that they may not be what they seem? Again, probably a sub-theme of the entire show, that what you see on the screen isn't the real person, and then how do you reconcile these loving feelings? And yeah, as I said in the moment as well, they're just animating the shit out of all these characters. I like the movement a lot, very cute. So you may think, oh yeah, she's the cutesy type that Aqua hates, but again, what's behind that? Again, what's behind, what's her face before? The one that talks to Aqua later. Like, she may seem very innocent and sweet on screen, but a little bit more may be going on there. Again, these two, very green, very idealistic, naive. They don't see through the reality TV showness of it immediately, which I certainly did. And again, Miyako's the one to say, hey, he's putting on a performance here. Again, blending of reality and real life. This is a reality TV show, but they actually end up going out with each other by the end, right? Do they actually? Is it a sham thing? There's an implied kiss at the end of this show, which will definitely be a plot point for Aqua going forward, and definitely for Kana being the jealous type. And Miyako has like a great counter to this as well. Hey, Kana, if you're going to continue being an actress, you're going to be in similar scenes where you have to act like you love someone else as well. Are you going to be able to do that? Because that's essentially what Aqua's doing right now. So yeah, again, we're making a lot of jokes about you being kind of vapid and annoying and frivolous, but what's behind that? You're in the opening. This can't be it. This can't be like your entire shtick. There's something else going on there, I think. Even though I don't even know if I should talk about it, but in Kaguya-sama, there is famous character who everybody may have thought had some kind of, again, something behind them, something a little bit extra, and there just wasn't. And I thought that was a great writing decision as well, right? Being very vague, but if you know, you know. She may have pink hair with a black ribbon. Let's just say. But yeah, the real Aqua gets some internal dialogue here. He's not very impressed by this whole conversation. And I guess this is more for the audience. It's just kind of describing, hey, why is Aqua still doing this? It's to get more information about Ai. So we get some logistics about the show here. Here's how it works. Just have conversations, right? However, please watch out for fixed cameras, viewing angle, and that kind of thing. So it's a reality show, but you're still very aware of what's going on outside of it. And then there's probably some, the ones where they sit and look at the camera, the confessionals. There's probably something like that interspersed as well, where they talk about how the conversations were going. So you're very studious. You went to the director and asked, hey, how's this going? You've got a pen and notepad? Okay. Again, I think you're important, so we're going to keep it on it. So there's no script to anything, but you essentially take the director's advice on a lot of things. What do you think would be good here? What should I try to do? Blah, blah, blah. So, and again, are you being your real self right now? Are you being your real... I know you're not being your real self right now, even a little bit. So, when you say, I'm a scaredy cat, are you really? Yeah, so you said you only took this because you don't have other work or something, and then, you have no romantic experience? And again, this seems somewhat genuine, but then by the end it doesn't seem somewhat genuine. An interesting implication here is that Aqua's upon being asked if he wants to be in a relationship with somebody, he's like, I still haven't moved on from a past love. Thinking about Ai. It's an interesting kind of love, isn't it, right? Because I don't think it's romantic. That's at least not been the implication. It's been early when he was the doctor, kind of being a fan, adoration, and then a bit more parental love as we continued on, kind of moving through the different kinds of love there. But he still feels that strongly about finding a semblance of closure to this love that he can't move on to the next one. We bring up this couple's kiss idea again, and this is when she puts on the moves. I was worried at first that there wouldn't be anyone decent, but I wouldn't mind a kiss if it was with you. Doki doki indeed. And initially I think Aqua's like, this is serious. And then immediately we're like, hey, there's camera there. Don't look directly at it. It'll make for some good content. See you around. So yeah, and we're putting some, I guess, skepticism on her scaredy catness. So I think the point of that scene is he kind of gets drawn in for a second at least by the reality of reality TV. Just tricked for a second. We get a very small scene here that it's almost seems like a manga, end of chapter thing. Where she's just like, hey, you don't know good women, I'll pick the best one for you. My number one recommendation is Yukipon, or Sumiyuki. She's probably a good girl who's genuine and innocent, which is not the case at all, as indicated by this look. Yeah, pretty good stuff. The next scene is kind of the second half of the episode almost, where, yeah, there's a part delineation here for sure. Ruby's in school. Frill off filming some new drama. Minami can't really hang out of an afternoon because she's got another photo shoot. This makes Ruby think, hey, we got to do something. Everybody else around me, who's much more impressive than me, they're doing all this work. So what am I doing? Like, even Aqua in that, right? Even he's filming. So if he's doing something and we're just like sitting here, then what are we doing? Nice little backhanded joke here as well. You're used to doing no work. What do you normally do? Like to Kana. It's pretty good. And then Kana's still the realist about the idol position. You should be studying. Idol shit doesn't last forever. You should study to get into a university as a backup. She's kind of got that Where's Wally drip as well, which I like. So then we get, hey, what do idol groups normally do? Well, they do small performances and meet and greets and a little bit of media, but we don't even have a group name or a song or anything. So what are we doing, basically? So we're trying to come up with a name, and that's kind of the intro for this scene and gets kind of solved by the end. The name that they choose to be Komachi, again, I'll talk about it later, but we can't think of one right now because Kana's a little bit obsessed with, what's the opposite of obsessed? Scared about, like, calling herself a self-proclaimed idol. Then we get Miyako to the rescue. What are we going to do to get the name out about this idol group? In the past, you would hand out flyers or do, like, small performances, maybe intro for another group. Times have changed. It's all about, like, being part influencer now as well. Initially, they're skeptical if just starting a YouTube channel off rip would work. Maybe a few would come in for the pretty face, maybe a few would come in for my immense acting talent, but I don't think we would make it very far with that. That being said, 10,000 subs, that's pretty far, in my opinion. I guess not in the world of, like, production company-backed people on YouTube. And then we brought up something that was only tangentially relevant from before, but I actually wrote it down. You were not influencing, like managing influencers. And that comes through with somebody that they're going to collab with. We got a lot of people on staff that can help you with this kind of thing. We've got a lot of expertise in YouTube. So I thought initially that this was just going to be Memcho from the other thing, and that's how we were going to connect her in. But I don't think anything could have prepared me for this. Like, what the fuck am I looking at, man? So, Pieyon is a children's YouTuber. He's a masked bodybuilder, and the kids love him. I guess the kids love him because he's fucked, and kids love weird shit. Yeah, I don't know if the kids should be watching something about, like, a dude that's just wearing a Speedo, but go off, I guess. Again, as I said, kids love weird shit. I do like this, like, cut in the music to this, like, grayscale shot, and then I make 100 million yen a year, which is a lot of money. Yeah, I did the currency calculator. He makes, like, $1 million a year Australian, which is pretty good. And, like, this is very interesting to me because I mean, I'm not like a serious YouTuber or anything, but, like, I still, like, understand how to grow a channel and that kind of thing, at least a little bit, I think, or at least try to. So already being well known, that always works. Be like Jimmy Fallon, make like Jimmy Fallon content on YouTube. That'll be well received, if you can call it that. The other thing is daily uploads. So consistency, which is my main strategy. Even if they're not daily, they're consistent. There's always a video out every week. It's part of my strategy. So then bringing up these two, I thought was interesting. It resonated with me. And there's another thing that gets subscribers fast. It is collabs, and that's the thing that we're doing. I thought initially with the shot here, it was going to be like copycat YouTubers, which is also a way to gain subscribers as well. And broadly, this is pretty comedic. He's like, my management asked me to do this. It's obligatory, but it's got all the bells and whistles of like a kid's YouTube video. Thought it was pretty good. So we get a little song here. I'm not sure the lyrics are particularly relevant. It's essentially like nonsense about fighting and dancing and working out and stuff. We're going to put them through the Pieyon Dance Boot Camp. And again, the animation here broadly is pretty good. If this is what we can expect from the idol dancers that are potentially going to be later in this thing, then hey, that's pretty good. And the song's kind of a bop. I don't know. It's definitely a hard workout, though. One of the major things in the adaptation here would have been the choice of the voice of Piayon as well, which I think is very interesting. It's very high pitched, quite annoying, but something I think kids would resonate with. This stretch in particular, where you put your bum on the ground and lift your legs like that would wreck me. I would be inconsolable. Maybe back when I was a little bit fitter, but not at the moment. We do an interesting stopgap thing here with, like, we get to see their faces through the mask. At least there's some good faces, but I also think that how would you? I think you could animate the mask almost. Just make it like throw reality at the window. I think maybe that would be more interesting for me. So again, the point of the scene is that these positions are very difficult, and they do like a bunch of them in succession. But they kind of work through for the full hour anyway. You know, they didn't need to do the full hour, but they did. That shows how committed they are. This was another fun part. So they initially suggest like a surprise morning visit or something like that, right? One of those kind of videos. And Ruby, again, naive, still thought that they were like real, that they didn't actually know that they were coming. Again, I haven't seen this. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm inferring that they're just going to, again, surprise visit somebody. Like seeing through the veil of YouTube or any production, basically, right? Nothing is really that real. And again, the point of the show is breaking through what is real and what is not in show business. Yeah, this looks great. Like, oh, you actually thought it was real. And yeah, this is our first gig. I don't want it to be a lie. And then that's why they do the full workout, the full hour, as opposed to making it seem like a full hour, which is what everybody else would do. There's also a little part there where Kana's like, well, I'm relatively fit, I go on runs, I can deal with this, but how is she doing it? On pure spunk and charisma, baby, on pure motivation. Even though she's like dying, she's loving it, right? This is the moment where Kana sees that she's real about it, put it that way. Yeah, these faces in particular I think are quite good, right? Like the sweat, the flush of the face, I think it's pretty good. Just to getting across that sense of character as well. Definitely, again, looks like a manga panel to me. If I had to guess, this is probably a very faithful adaptation to the manga, I would say. Yeah, gaining the respect of this weirdo is the one thing we do in the end. He saw you guys work for the whole hour, right? You won't get the respect of the people on the other side of the screen, but you'll get the respect of the people on the other side of the camera, if that makes any sense. So the production people will see how committed you are and be impressed, especially the people that are consummate entertainers, such as Piayon here. Then we get to the naming part. Not much to say here. They let Ruby name the group, and it's B Komachi. Look at that. B Komachi, what happens when you make idols do the pie dance for 1 hour? Look at this thumbnail too. That's horrendous. And all these cat videos over here. Whose account is this? Do we get a view count? I don't speak that language. But I'd have to imagine it did okay with 2,000 likes. And a good length of video too, 17 minutes. Good for the ad rev. Yeah, it's funny stuff. But yeah, I think I got one more in me, so I'll get the next one up now. That episode was pretty good, broadly. Kind of, yeah, again, I probably talked about it for too long in too many circles, but we'll see what I edit out. Rightio, got episode 6. Episode 6 up here ready to go. Let me pop that up there. 25 minutes, 11 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. As always, picture-in-picture version in the description below, and using the Star Su Gen subs. So yeah, just gonna give it a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. Opening. Yeah, I think if I was to predict what happens in this episode, I think we'll go a little bit more into that dating show stuff behind certain characters there. Maybe introduce Memcho in a little bit more of a concrete way, rather than her just being annoying. She might get some actual scenes. I wonder if they try to pair off the people in the dating show as well. So will it be an element of Aqua choosing a girl or something? Or is there drama there? Is there going to be drama of two going after one or something? Yeah, that's definitely like the girl from the like the one on stage. She's the one in the dating show. Who again seems like something pretty bad happened to her. Yeah, are you covered in blanket there? Is my question. Yeah, this part of the opening's awesome with this part of the song. Pretty good. Okay, straight in. Oh, but is this fake? Yeah, it is. Not the boys. No. Yeah, I mean this is obviously fake. She's a very good actress though. Look at the tears. Hmm. Hmm. Everyone thinks I'm really cool and smart. Oh, how romantic. This is great. Not Nobu. Yeah, I think you did. It was a very good idea. Hell no. I'd signed a contract. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but it seems like an afternoon. That's funny. Yeah, you're very earnest, huh? Oh. Oh, that's very frugal. Yeah. Only takes 50%'s huge. What? What deals did you guys sign? That's terrible. Am I naive? They don't make huh? Oh. It's like a Korean barbecue thing. I should go to Korean barbecue, it's good. Yeah. Diligent. Diligent's a great word for her, actually. Why are you so like jealous? No, he's very oh, now it is, yeah. So you're more interested in the food, gotcha. Well yeah. Everything's a sham. That's the show. That's Oshi no Ko. Yeah. Okay, so you're surprised at how real it is. At least a little bit. I think people have in the past, right? 18 question mark? You're boring. Thanks, Nobu. The two boringest ones. It's exaggerated reality, though. That was the point of the scene before. Yeah, you have to be a little bit more real. Interesting. Gotcha. I always love it when they bring on the camera, like, vignetting. I think it's very good. Not Yuki Nobu. No, not great. Okay, I thought I'd do something like this. I thought that Aqua would be involved though. Yeah, she's the star, baby. Okay, this is good. Okay, I like this from Mimcho actually. Yeah, you're a side character. It's the other two. Oh, I'm worried about you because all that work you're doing doesn't seem to be working. Oh my god. She seems overworked as shit. Oh my god. She's yeah, okay. We're doing like the overworked thing. Yeah. Yeah, but I still heard it. I can't unhear it. Yeah, just work harder doesn't work. What are these costumes? What's that? Ego surf? You reckon? If you're a certain level of celebrity, they'll bend over backwards to fix it for you. Yeah, ego surf is something I've never heard before. Yeah. Ruby Cute's crazy. It's hard not to. That's terrible. Actually enjoy the meal though. Well, yeah, that's an important side of the business, but I'm talking more like the personal ones where you like read the trolls. Okay. So how are you going to do that? Yeah, and you're doing the opposite of an ego surf, or like an ego surf, like a damaging ego surf. What the fuck's going on here? Tikutoku. And she moved into streaming? Normally it's the other way. You young people use. Oh. Are you going to do something outrageous? Is it going to be cringe? Oh my god. 2 retweets, 2 fucking comments. It's doing numbers. But can you pull it off? I don't think you'll like that outside of the thing. So you've got to be acting the shit out of it, right? You're not exaggerating a real part of your personality. You're just lying. The camera's rolling? You can't be doing this kind of thing. Like, you can't be buddy-buddy with her. It doesn't work like that. Oh. It's coming to an end. Hmm. Conniving. A genuine nice person. I just don't think you have it, and that's okay. Maybe reality TV is not your go. She even got the boring boy away from you. Bro, go like psycho and punch her in the head or something. That'd be crazy. It's a huge cut. And it's the star. Oh no. Okay. 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 Maybe I got her wrong. Is she fooling me now? I just think that you're acting all the time. I can't pick it. Or just like do it with the scar on your face. Who cares? Well, but it feels so phony. Oh my god. Well, that's gonna send her little ego surfing thing out of control. Sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Oh my god. Yeah, they turned ugly pretty quick, huh? No, don't tweet, honey. It's fine. You don't need to. No, don't hit the button. Mm. Yeah, hit that block button. Oh, don't get me started on YouTube apologies. The music here is very interesting. I wonder how cognizant Aqua is of this happening. Yeah. It's tough. Delete the app. I'm telling you, delete the app. I think I said a similar thing in episode 1 of Oshinoko, that they should just delete Twitter. Can you get, like, some help? Hmm. Well, school must be tough for you too, yeah? Because everyone else is watching the show. She's bigger than you. I don't think so at all. It's gone bad for our heroes, I will say. Is she eating? Please eat. Wow, it's spun off to attacking the family. That's good. Surely the rest of the cast must know about this. Why is nobody, like, putting an arm around? That would be something I would do. Ooh, Piplup or something. Look at that. Guess you could just call it a penguin as well. Sounds like somebody else I know. She's the most earnest person, like, I've ever seen. Like, why make up rumors about somebody like this? I just don't get it. Who are these people saying this? Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Well, I mean, this is... Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Is this our lowest point, or can we go lower? The rain's out. That's pretty low. Oh, bro, the people from, like, her last school posting shit to, like, yeah. Yeah. Also, turn off your phone. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, and she definitely hadn't been eating anything. I should, yeah, I'll definitely go walking out in the rain. Bro, she's gonna, like, die. Hello? Can I get some help? Well, that's a great shot. I mean, it's scary, because you may fall off into traffic. Yeah, I love the lighting here. Fantastic. I mean, she is considering suicide, which is also not cool. But the lighting's fantastic. Oh my god! Who saved the day? Who is you? It's our boy. Okay. Okay, cool. I really wish I could watch another one, because I want to know why and how you knew about this. Because that was my big question, right? You're pretty switched on, that being Aqua. So he wouldn't be, like, neglectful for all this the whole time. We just kind of took a POV as Akane, and like, from that perspective, she didn't see anybody else helping her, but there was people helping her. And like, for the record, I completely misread. Yuki is her name, I believe. Yuki Pon. I thought that she was, like, again, like the evil conniving type. I don't know where I got that read. She's just better. She's better at this kind of thing than everybody else. I thought it was some backdoor shady deals type operations. But again, I should talk about the episode thematically. It's, like, broadly still about our melding of reality and show business, and how does that affect people? Can we get our real selves across? What is real love? What is real hate? What are they hating? When the hating moves from your actions on a show to your real life stuff, it becomes very scary. Yeah, lots of stuff like that. Definitely, yeah, relevant to the rest. Cool. Very cool. There was just, like, inexplicable darkness for the last, like, 10 seconds of that, so I thought there was maybe some post-credit stuff, but no. Anyway, moving on to analysis, episode 6. And we're back, small summary on episode 6. I will say that the show definitely laid it on pretty thick there. You could definitely see where it was going pretty early, I thought. Between her not eating and blah, 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 and what I've seen from the opening, I'm like, okay, I'm putting 1 and 2 together. They definitely... what's the word? Gratuitous is probably too strong. But yeah, they definitely... They know their card and they definitely play it. Let's put it that way. Either way, I'm more interested in some of the theming stuff around that I'll get to by the end of this little summary. So I'll get through it now. So episode 6 starts with a fake scene in the reality show where Yuki is threatening to leave the show. Yuki describes her intentions in this scene as exaggerating real feelings. So she may actually want to leave the show. There may actually be people in her real life that are bullying her for being on such a thing, but she's able to transform these things into, like, plot points, into that kind of thing. Melding of reality and fiction in a very smart way, I think. It's interesting, right? Because this is the exact opposite of what Akane does the whole time. She is earnest to a fault. She doesn't have any of these things that she can pull upon to do this kind of thing, and when she tries to pull up this little spat with Yuki, that turns ugly for a number of reasons, it doesn't work because there's nothing real backing it, and people can kind of see through that. And again, it wasn't executed well for other reasons involving nails and faces. But my point being, she's terribly cut out for a show like this. I don't know why they would pick her other than her being kind of pretty. Either way, I'll continue. I'll explain more as we go. As the group of students, the ones on the reality show, get closer and closer, Aqua wonders about the blending of fiction and reality in such a show and is surprised by how real everything is. It's funny because at the same point in the story, I was surprised by how fake everything was, and maybe I was taking the wrong line from this. I thought that even now, Yuki was being fake. Maybe she has me fooled now too. I thought that she was. I'd misread her character, I must have. Either way, as the show continues, it's clear that Yuki is becoming the star, with plotlines revolving around her and the other two boys. So one that she's in a relationship with, another one wants to court her. You have kind of Aqua and Mem, I think we're calling her Mem, on the side, doing just surviving basically. Hey, I'm going to be with you, you're going to be with me. Aqua wants to get through this for plot reasons involving Mem wants to get through this for making her channel bigger, which is, yeah, I can sympathize. Leaving Akane with not much to do. The episode then basically becomes Akane POV. So external pressure is being mounted on Akane by her management. She's clearly a hard worker, as seen by her diligent use of a pen and pad, but can't seem to get this particular job to work. Again, I'm just thinking she isn't particularly used to it. It isn't her bag at all. We introduced the idea of ego surfing through Kana and Ruby. Looking up one's own name on the internet, you could even see Kana doing this in a previous episode, I believe, as well. And I'd never heard this term before, but I understand what it is. You look yourself up and you see what other people think about you. Isn't there a whole Reddit for that? You post a picture of yourself and say, rate me, I think. Yeah, so that's a bit scary. I don't know about that. So Akane looks up her own name, gets some opinions. The opinions start off as basically nothing. She needs to be more popular. That's the pressure from the management. And then she gets more popular for all the wrong reasons. As she continues to engage in this behavior throughout this entire process I'm about to describe. So she gets desperate for relevance, starts a small spat with Yuki, accidentally cuts her face. Yuki is fine with this and makes sure that Akane is okay, but the online world doesn't see it this way and starts to relentlessly cyberbully Akane. And this is the biggest part of the episode, IMO. It's definitely about this bullying bleeding out into the real world. And that's where we bring in our idea of mainly of the show of love between something on a screen or a person on a screen, an idea, a personality, an influencer, something like that. How real is that? How fake is that? What kind of love can we kind of compare that to? All these kind of themes, right? We're bringing hate into that now, right? When does the hate become real? Because it got pretty real, right? So you're seeing a personification of Yuki that she doesn't even really believe in, that you're in love with, and then she gets cut on the face by a character that you're indifferent to, and then you start to cyberbully, and then it spirals like crazy. You're looking up middle school pictures of her to laugh at her. You're calling her all kinds of names, implying all kinds of things about her. We see various voices talking about this all the time as a kind of an audio representation of that Twitter feed. We see people attacking the family. We see people telling her to kill herself. We see people bullying her in real life at her school, where she's in the bathroom and they obviously don't know, but she's listening the entire time. We see this bleed down into an eating disorder. She doesn't want to eat. I don't know if it's a weight thing or if it's just a nervous can't eat thing, but I don't know. This comes to a head where people are telling her to eat. She has to go and eat, and she gets to an overpass and she wants to die, essentially, which is bad. Yeah, it was a tough scene, but Aqua saves the day. And that's what I'm more interested in. How does he know? Is it just pure Akane POV that she's just blocking out all these people that are trying to help her this entire time? Because that would be, I think, poignant. I think that people are trying to help these people, they just can't see it. Yeah, I don't know, pretty down episode, I will say. There's some production stuff I liked, but essentially a lot of it's just bullying Akane. That's where I thought it got, again, I won't use the word gratuitous, but a little bit. We're reveling in it a little bit too much for mine. Definitely makes it intense, definitely makes it very clear what's happening, but probably not my choice for it. Yeah, but just as a kind of a continued look at the dark side of performative media in current day, using the internet. So we use the internet for good last episode. Now we're kind of using it for bad. There's definitely some commentary there. But yeah, like again, concerning itself with reality versus fiction in online settings, in performative settings, whether that be idol work, acting, reality TV, influencing, whatever else, right? So we start the episode with this like obvious fake scene between these characters that it's not even worth really talking about. I think the way they frame it with the lighting's very interesting. Makes it look like an afternoon, even though it's morning. I think it's a fun touch for sure. I like everybody like watching along, like we're shocked by this, blah 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 blah. And again, there's some element of reality to it. She definitely did get some attention at school regarding the show, and she definitely did want to not be here right now because it's so early in the morning. But she's twisting them, right? She's clearly better suited for it than you. Right? And of course, then this guy, Nobu, you start to play up like the romantic side of it, right? I'm always here to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. And the implication with Nobu is that he's kind of dumb. So everybody else, like, you know what you're doing. And you know what you're doing. And you definitely know what you're doing. But you don't. And I think that makes for an interesting mix as well, right? You're very earnest. So yeah, like me struggling to read Yuki like this whole time is very funny to me. Like, for me, I'm like, look, I got more viewers into the show. And I'm like, yeah, but you're like lying. And then she's like, no, I didn't lie. I exaggerated. And I thought that we were going to turn this into some weird, like, this is my star vehicle thing. You guys get out of here, blah, 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 blah. But she's just nice. I'm a bit confused by it. It's less conventional. I'm not sure it works. I don't know why you wouldn't have her as a little bit more villainous, or at least a little bit uncaring. Unless you were going to do more with her character later. I don't know. I do not know. Like, I definitely can't act, and you're like, I think you're acting constantly. That's the vibe I get off of you. Something I should have mentioned earlier as well. I like the tone in their voices when they're doing these little reality show segments as well, because to me, it's clear that they are acting. Even if it doesn't feel like it, or even doesn't seem like it on the screen. And again, contrasting Yuki and her small amount of bullying that she's exaggerating into real content in the show with what happens to Akane as well, which is cyberbullying that turns out to be way more real than this real bullying ever was. And Akane's inability, fair enough, to turn this into content, because why would you have to? Why should you have to? Not much going on with you yet, I will say. We have that one scene in the bus, which I thought was quite good. You seem like you got a level head on you and you understand what you want out of this. But other than that, you're just kind of here. You're definitely blending into that kind of side character role. I wonder if that thematic line will run into some of the idol stuff that you'll do later, I'm predicting. So again, we see Ernest old Akane, got a little notepad. We'll see this throughout the episode. So all these characters obviously with each other quite a bit. So they all, hang out. Outside of this as well, becoming like a small friend group as well. And I don't know how real any of this is. Like, do agencies actually take 50% of revenue for these kind of people? Like, 50% is huge. And then Akane says 80. You need new management. Like, bad. You should come join Strawberry Productions. That'd be awesome. Either way, we convince Mem to do like the barbecue thing. Take them out for yakiniku, right? Wait, didn't you say you're a vegetarian? Was Mum serving you vegetable curry late in the episode? I hope so. If not, she's just unaware. Yeah, so what's your backstory again? Are you like kind of like Kana, like prestigious child actress trying to turn it into like a real career? Clearly you're a little bit more diligent, right? With the pen and paper and blah blah. I just don't think this is for you, right? You don't give me star. I guess you're in this situation. You're signed to some kind of company. You clearly care about your manager. You want to do good for him. I don't know. You don't want to let this opportunity go to waste. Because I just say quit. That's what I would do. I know that's a very easy answer and very not fictiony answer, very real life answer. But I don't know. I can't. When you're bringing in so much of real life into it, I can't help but just say quit. I liked this small joke as well. Aqua talking about how much more meat he can eat now that he's a young boy again and has the metabolism to back it up. That's where Aqua brings up a point that I didn't really consider at first, right? I've talked about it a number of times. That the blending of acting in real life is very, very closer to what he thought, or closer than what he thought before starting. You know what I mean? Like, most are just trying to portray themselves in the best light. Doesn't everyone do that in real life too? What is real, right? What am I being to you right now? I think I'm being real. But that could be performative as well. You know what I mean? We go through each of the kind of cast of that reality show and how they would consider romance on the show. Some being a little bit more pragmatic than others. Some being very genuine. Like Nobu. Nobu's just serious. I don't think he has another layer to him. Is my point, right? Where everybody else has different layers. I think. Like you're too scared trying to be this reality star that you don't realize that all you need to do is be yourself. I think that's kind of Akane's problem as well. Ruby brings up that maybe it's a good thing that reality TV is close to reality. Isn't that the intention? Aqua's like, yeah, maybe good for the audience, but for the people, right? The lies are the best weapon to protect yourself with. And as Akane is probably got similar feelings to Aqua here, she's seeing that this isn't as far away from reality as possible. It's easy to trick herself into being very vulnerable. Thus, what happens at the end of the episode happens, I think. Where for me, who was admittedly pretty flippant about the whole thing basically the entire time, maybe not seeing this scene for what it was, I was like, just quit, you know, which may not be, or just turn off your phone, which may not be an option for somebody like this when it's so tied to reality. Just like saying, just quit life, which she kind of tries to do. I don't know. I'm coming around to it, I guess. Again, I think I mentioned in the moment as well, like the camera vignetting makes it seem like a actual production. Obviously, doing a bit of a fireworks thing right now. So this way, explaining like how the plots go, like Yuki and Nobu are a thing. Kengo looked on with envy. I don't even care who Kengo is. Yuki's like the star. She's the one that pushes everything into motion. Plot driver. I like this scene a lot between these two. I like Aqua and Memcho. Just talking very openly, and like they both have knowledge about how much of a sham this is. They have different layers that they can operate on, right? She's like, hey, why don't you pursue Yuki as well? That would be great for your popularity, right? I'll just play things safe until the show ends. Where Mem's the same way. That's why it's a mutually beneficial relationship here between these two, right? They can just kind of coast through. You can gain subscribers. You can find out what happened with I, right? It's not the two of us that we're worried about, though, right? It'd be her. We're worrying about Akane, right? So even now, when everybody's sleeping, very early in the morning when only the crew are up, really, you're still doing notes. You're still working hard. That amount of work, that amount of stress is going to come crashing down on you, especially if there's some kind of crisis. So you even now are practicing for something else, something a little bit more theatre, IMO. I do see you on like a theatre stage at some point in the opening, I believe, so that's not surprising. Stretching hard, already looking like super stressed, and this is not even halfway through the episode. Essentially, she then walks in and hears like her boss's or her manager's boss chewing him out for not getting Akane more popular, right? She's the least popular character on this reality show. You've been lying to me. You said she was on this. She's not really that popular at all. She hears the whole thing and apologizes. You heard all that? I most certainly did. And yeah, considers herself a failure for being unable to live up to the standards of this scumbag behind her right now. Despite what the manager says, which is that I'll take the brunt of it, don't worry about it. So feeling a need to work harder and leave her mark. Leaving her mark, huh? Maybe a mark on the face? This is where we introduce the concept of ego surfing, right? So first we introduce the concept of, like, I have product, I'm going to express my opinion about product, but if these tweets resurface it someday, you may be cancelled for it, or normally what happens, right, if you're super popular and you hate product, company will bend over backwards on social media to make it better for you, right? So they get that positive press. So that's not really my experience. Maybe a lower ranked celebrity, they can just, like, when the company's bigger than the celebrity, the company could shut them out of stuff. But yeah, Kana's the one to warn Ruby against this. Then we get into the conversation of ego surfing, where Kana is checking if Ruby does it. And let's see her down bad searches, right? See if literally, also like your recently viewed Twitter profiles, Love Now, Pierre Yon, Memcho, Kurokawa Akane. But yeah, you've searched your appearance on that YouTube channel and then different variations of you being cute, as well as the YouTube channel again. So you're adding cute. Later on, Akane adds love, which is interesting with the themes of the show as well. Like, I'm looking for fake love through social media. about my fake performance on this fake reality TV show. Right? Yeah, and you probably shouldn't do things like this. You should leave it to big data to get actual opinions and that kind of thing if you're in this kind of line of work, and you shouldn't actually run your Twitter account, in my experience, unless you've got a really, really thick skin. But mostly this exists as like preparation for the Akane stuff. What Akane is doing is similar to what Ruby is doing, only way worse. And especially once the scandal happens. All it's doing is reinforcing the opinions of that manager guy, right? Like, she's not popular enough, and you keep thinking, hey, I have to do better, right? It gets you desperate. There's a weird part where they do like a TikTok. I don't really get it. I think it mostly serves as a way to like look over the way and see what Akane is doing. I do like the part where Mem calls him a boomer, though. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, Akane's trying to make her moves, trying to get in on this thing, talk to Nobu, right? But the fans don't really buy it. They just think she's kind of boring. It just reminds her that it reminds them that she exists in the show, and not much beyond that. She doesn't really have that, again, star quality that I think Yuki has for this line of work. And yeah, I have to see like the retweets and stuff. Like, this tweet sucks. Like, no likes, probably 2 quote retweets and 2 replies. That tweet sucks. I'll delete that. This is on the advice of the director. Try to, get into that relationship with Nobu and Yuki. If you really build character, you can pull it off, and you'll definitely stand out. I'm imagining this is when the cameras are off, we're doing some nail polish, right? Yuki even brings it up here, asking if she feels nervous. We're also doing the nails, we're putting, I'm guessing, some kind of rhinestone or something on the nail. I don't know, I'm not privy to that world. But it's the thing that ends up cutting her face, which is ironic considering Yuki put it on the finger in the first place. Again, this is adding to my, surprise that Yuki is a good girl, actually asking these kind of questions. Akane obviously building up that sense of worry as the show's ending as well, because she needs to do something, otherwise she'll just be nothing basically on the show, and she won't stand out and she won't fulfill that goal. This was viewed to me as somewhat villainous, right? Like, it's still like competition to stand out. I'm still going to try to stand out more than you. That's why when she's talking with Kengo, Akane talking with Kengo in the next scene, that's why she comes over. That's why you see this as somewhat combative. That's why you go for the slap. Okay, I kind of understand that. So Akane searches Yuki love and gets lots of tweets, and Akane love, no love. Oh, another great touch. We did this in an earlier episode as well. We see the clouds kind of come in over the sun as this basically shit starts to go bad from here. And yeah, just pathetic fallacy, using the weather to reflect mood. It's good stuff. So yeah, this is Yuki going on the offensive, brings over Kengo to look at a fucking Labrador or something, and all the little flashes to all the times that you have to put up a fight for relevance, basically, right? So this was going to be performative, right? But she slips and cuts face and blood. You're always acting buddy-buddy with him. Are you this shameless? Cut on face. And then they immediately like cut film too, right? So what they could have done, the crew, is keep filming and use like the forgiveness here as like content. And I think that would have made the situation better. You immediately feel terrible, didn't mean to, it was clearly an accident. And yeah, I did not see this coming at all. Like, Yuki's the first one to go over and tell her that it's all okay. Like, you got flustered, I know you're a hard worker, you want to live up to everyone's expectations, and force yourself to do something you're not used to. Yes, this is exactly what's happening. I just didn't see this from you, at all. At all. Yeah, and there's a bit of a friendship building here, right? No hate, only compliments for each other, that kind of thing. So this is all very nice, right? But there's no cameras on this. Nobody saw this, right? And it's also kind of somewhat proof that Yuki isn't acting. There's no cameras on. There's nothing pointed at anybody. Just because the camera's off doesn't mean you stop acting as well. I act in when I go to work all the time that I want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people act in real life all the time. I'm not saying that she secretly hates Akane. I think they're actually hitting it off quite well. But like, just because the camera's off isn't a justification for the acting to stop. So they stopped thinging, right? We saw the cut on the face, and they used this in advertising for the show. Gotcha. Okay. So I was missing how this got out to the rest of the world, right? I wondered if it was a scandal or what. But no, they actually used it as content in the show. And yeah, the Twitterverse goes pretty crazy. Crazy? Crazy. Don't know why it turned into like a uwu for a second there. Riker at Drama account is a terrible username too. Yeah, people are mean. I don't need to read out all the mean tweets, but they're pretty mean. I do like the audio design of a lot of it. A lot of like really high pitched, like radio-ish, staticky sounds, that kind of thing. Just blending out of the rest of the world and only focusing on this one thing that's making this really high pitched, tense noise, I guess. See, the official account tweets out, "Hey, thanks for the amazing response to the episode, whilst not protecting their star at all from all the abuse," which continues. "And your contract forbids you from events that didn't make it into the final cut, right? From stuff on set. So you can't explain yourself with the actual explanation that happened in real life. You have to just put out this PRE stuff that just tees you up to be bullied more." Gotcha. So you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here. Because I'm like, don't tweet, don't tweet, don't tweet. But you thought, hey, this is I have to try to do something, right? My name's being dragged through the mud. Don't tweet. That's the biggest piece of advice here. And of course, Mem is the one to warn about this, right? People swarm on those who apologize. Apologies are admittance of fault. Unless you do a very good one, people are just going to attack you, especially when you're the less popular party. Yeah, it starts pretty early here, right? People just telling her to kill herself. Just die ugly. It's very direct. And again, continuing to internalize this bullying. We've seen this story a million times, right? Just people telling me to kill myself that much makes me want to kill myself, People telling me that I'm ugly, people telling me this and that. It makes me internalize it. She probably said, "Oh, you're ugly. Oh, shit, I might be fat," and then stopped eating. You could say, maybe? Implied? Question mark? And especially takes down earnest targets. And if there's one thing that I've said about Akane this whole time, it's that she's very earnest. Hang on. Am I stupid? Is this like a piece of fish? No? Yes? Looks like a piece of fish. Aren't you vegetarian? Vegetarians don't eat fish. I think there's a special kind of vegetarian that only eats fish. I don't know. Why are you making her food that has meat in it? Did you lie? In that other scene that you were a vegetarian? I thought you were like her mother. Anyway, weird. Just a quick thought I just had whilst editing. Potentially her back in the yakiniku place. Potentially she was lying there for a similar reason. Probably a reason pertaining to her diet, right? Where she doesn't want to eat certain stuff because of some weight issue. Right? She doesn't want to indulge in the same amount of meat that potentially Aqua does because she doesn't have that luxury. She needs to maintain her figure or something to that effect. Potentially that's why she lied and said that she was a vegetarian. Maybe. That's just a thought. Otherwise, it's confusing, I think. Either way, she's not eating. Gets bullied even further at school. Love the lighting here. Just very grayscale, very cold, very unloving, right? Compare this to the sun that's in some of the other scenes in the show, like there was one previous where Kana and Ruby were talking, and there was one in this episode at the start when they were having that kind of confrontation that was fake in the show. Yeah, so again, as I said before, this is kind of the bullying online bleeding out into real life. So people at school are now talking about it. She's very unlikable. She gives off this air like she's better than everyone else, which just isn't the case at all. It's probably just jealousy, right? Generally is. And there's continued stuff about her being, oh, there's a bunch of guys. Oh, she's such a slut. Which is just not her character at all. I guess she was seen on the reality TV show being mad about Kengo. Is that they're in there? Because otherwise it's just rude for the sake of being rude. So clearly unhealthy, not eating plus throwing up. You have no energy, you're gonna faint. And all you're sustaining yourself on is hate tweets. They don't give you nutrition. Again, bleeding out in real life. People on anonymous forums attacking people's family members. Good thing this has never happened before. We get into a little bit more of the backstory stuff here, which I find heartbreaking as well. This bullying side of it hasn't been a thing that's only happened recently. It's been happening over a long period of time in her life. She also mentioned in the scene previous that, hey, this isn't going to die down whilst the show is still airing. It isn't going to blow over because of my actions, because of that tweet, as well as the ferocity of the fandom around Yuki. It's not going to slow down anytime soon. So I can't just wait it out. Ooh, theatrical company Hydrangea The pedal is interesting later on too, so I was wondering what that was about. Cool, gotcha. Yeah, so this entire time, still got that notebook when she was very young, very earnest, still being bullied. Like the dialogue kind of never stops. It's kind of a musical montage of people bullying somebody, where we just go through various points in her life where people have been fucking mean to her, and they continue to be mean to her all the time. This is what I mean when they're laying on very like thick. It's like a billion million voices just all telling her that they fucking hate her all the time. Again, I think very effective for displaying what this character, we're in the point of view of her, would be feeling at this point in time. Do I think it overstays its welcome? Potentially. I don't know. Like, does this episode need that extra minute on it, you know? Yeah, continuing into her adolescence, like she must have had it easy, she must have had a good family, you know, do people actually like her? Does she actually have any friends? She's such a show-off, all these things. And yeah, like of course, somebody that works this hard and is constantly berated for it would break down. So yeah, despite all that, right, I think this was before the incident, right? Despite all that, you know, still look in the mirror, still feeling okay, tie up my tie, walk away, pedal falls to the ground. Now trophy's gone, right? Trophy on the floor from as we saw it before. Trophy of her previous achievements up to this point. Broken, no need to pick it back up, don't consider it anymore. Hair disheveled, clearly just like staying in her room on her phone. No sunlight, just doom scrolling. Can't be doing it. It's yeah. Now we see it trying to. It's starting to undo all of the like good work she's done previous. She had fans in the past, and now we're seeing some of these fans turn based on some stupid reality show thing. And I guess that's what the trophy's about as well. I've worked so hard to get here, and now this is blown up in my face, and it's undoing all the good work that I've even done previous. I'm going backwards. This is where it gets super mean. Like people from like her middle school posting photos from her middle school. Like this is her graduation. She would have been 15. Nobody looks good when they're 15. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, and calling her, you know, yeah, this one we're laying it on very thick. It gets super duper mean. Oh, even people. Oh, this is great. People going into like complaints on like other websites where she's working, right? Did you know that this person called Akane who appears on your website was the perpetrator of a problematic incident linked below? Like trying to get her cancelled like that? Just because you're such a big fan of this stupid reality show? Now that's fucking real. That's fucked up. Yeah, I think this one gets it across pretty well where this scene is going. I do like this though. We see Mem and Nobu and all sorts of other people in the cast like messaging, hey, we're worried about you, please message back, blah, 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 blah. Reminded that she hasn't eaten anything, like she doesn't even think about that at this point. She's that absorbed in this. There's a typhoon passing through, and regardless, she's still going to go and buy something at 10:30 at night. Again, this is probably what Aqua sees and then goes to find her, which is some pure hero shit that we like. I'm talking about it. The lighting is really good here, and it only gets better in this scene too. I guess I should. I'm doing the same thing again. I'm talking about the lighting and not like the suicide. This is where it reaches a breaking point. It's pretty obvious where that, like from about here in the episode, I think it's pretty obvious that this is our end point of this part. And I will say, I honestly didn't know that if she was going to do it or not. It'd be a pretty fucking big down if she did it. Now that I think about it, but yeah, that's where we have heroes. This is where I really like the lighting, just like. Kind of like you're in your delirious state, you haven't eaten anything, you're clearly like depressed, down on energy, blah, 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 blah. You're internalizing all this hate. I think they visually get this across very well. I'm tired of thinking, get up here, love this silhouette too. Oh, this is great too, just like the casual acceptance on the face of the situation too. Like blissful, nothing. Yeah, this is good. This is a really good scene. Like that's how she's feeling internally back here, right? Here. Into like that face, if I can get it back. Yeah, here. Yeah, good stuff. Goes to fall, is saved by Aqua. And I didn't know it was Aqua initially until we see the eye there. And I'm like, oh, it's our boy. And then screaming to let me go. No, I still want to go, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I misinterpreted that. So I thought she was screaming because she wanted to still go. But now I see she thinks it's like some fucking weirdo rapist or something. Some stalker, maybe, based on all the hate that she's received. But then as soon as she hears Aqua's voice, it all becomes a little bit more okay. Now, something I wanted to investigate. Why is there like in uninterrupted darkness at the end of the episode for a little bit? I do not understand. But that's okay, I don't need to understand everything. So yeah, that was pretty dark. It continues to add to the theming of the episode around, or the theming of the show, around the blending of reality and show business with what is real love, what is real hate, what are the real emotions here. Are real emotions in real life based on these fans of this show even based on what is really happening? No. But that doesn't make them any less painful for those that experience it. I wonder what our conclusion out of this is going to be. We're seemingly doing mini arcs. So we had like some mini part about Ruby and Kana and coming together and making the start of that idol stuff. And now we're doing our little reality show arc with Aqua. It seems to me that the writers broadly, don't really know what to do with Ruby yet. I don't know. Until we go into a little bit more of the actual idol stuff, I think they're way more confident writing around Aqua, and they see him as way more open for doing these kind of stories. Yeah, but that's not like wrong. I just think they find it easier at this point. I just wonder when Ruby's going to get more involved, because we only really had her like mini thing with Pierre Yon earlier. So yeah, pretty dark episode, I will say, and I probably should have just done one this week and then two the next, but I digress because now we're ending on this kind of cliffhangery stuff. But either way, it was good. It was a little bit much, but it's good, and I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to seeing how Aqua saw this from the outside and how the rest of the cast saw this from the outside and getting away from Akane's unreliable point of view. Again, justifiably so. She's been pretty fucking badly bullied in many, many facets. Even some more that I discovered from the rewatch just then. Yeah, they lay it on pretty thick. Again, we talked about it. But yeah, looking forward to more. Looking forward to more. Shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord. Love Discord. Discord. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week for more Oshi no Ko. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.